Okay, this is the one man's dream here at Walt Disney World Hollywood Studios. This is an exhibit that showcases the history of Walt Disney. So we're gonna go here and check it out. This is located just past Toy Story Land. Walt Disney, one man's dream. Relive the adventure from Mickey Mouse to Magic Kingdoms. Nice thing about this particular area is that it's air conditioned. There's the iconic picture, a young Walt Disney and Mickey Mouse. There's where he's showing off Epcot. The sad thing about this story of Walt Disney here at Walt Disney World is that he never got to see it come to pass. They were building it when he died. Pretty sad. This is about what he looked like in his last days there. Old Walt Disney there. Here, this picture is where he's standing at Disneyland. Here's where he won an Oscar. Walt Disney did love trains. Here's a young Walt Disney with his parents. Now, Walt Disney did have a brother named Roy. Roy is the one who got to see Walt Disney World come to pass. I'm going to go show you guys this, that way you can pause and read that. This is Main Street, USA, Disneyland, 1954, a scale of it.
Look at this. Walt Disney's, say it in the camera, Walt Disney's school desk when he was a little boy, and he carved his initials into it, and him and his brother went back to the school to visit, and the schoolmaster showed him his desk with his initials carved into it. He was bad. He was a bad little kid in the second grade carving his initials in there. That's funny.
Okay, Walt's boyhood hero was Abraham Lincoln. I'll go ahead and point the camera here so that way you guys can hit pause and read that. (1917) Walt's Railway Dreams. One of his earliest jobs, Walt sold candy and newspapers on a train out of Kansas City. After he began creating animated films, he dreamed of heading west to Hollywood. He said, "I didn't have enough money to get my ticket," he recalled. "I used to go down and stand there with tears in my eyes and look at those trains headed out of Union Station in Los Angeles." 1917, Walt and Roy, it was like the Disney brothers. When Walt was growing up, his family was just barely making ends meet. For Christmas and birthdays, Walt recalled, "My brother Roy was the one who would always see that my sister and Ruth had a toy. Roy was one of the kindest fellows I've ever known in my life." Here in 1916, early aspirations, the prince, the girl, the romance. Said when Walt was a newsboy in Kansas City, he attended a screening of a live-action silent motion picture, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. Now, Walt would never forget the story of Snow White and thought for years about how he could bring the tale to the screen in a way never imagined. Alice Cartoons and Early Innovation, 1924, The Art of Animation. I'll let you guys read that screen there. His early drawings of Oswald. 1929 animation. 1928 Mickey's Milestones. A new Hollywood star is born. In 1928, it says they talk, they sing. When Mickey Mouse made his debut in Steamboat Willie, audiences were delighted by the new marvel of synchronized sound with music, dialogue, and perfectly matched to action on screen. Walt Disney recalled how he first gave his voice to Mickey. I kept saying, no, it's more like this. And the guy said, well, Walt, why don't you do it? So I did. Yeah, I'm the character. So Walt Disney was the very first voice to Mickey Mouse. Okay, this is a symphony of color. Got the Snow White sweat, or the Three Little Pigs at the very top.
Here now is our same moonlight scene, the way the multiplane camera sees it. This is the plan for a super cartoon camera. We call it the multiplane camera.
Pinocchio at the top. Silly Symphonies in the Playroom on the second shelf. Third shelf has the early Donald Duck.
Different elements in the scene were separated according to their varying distances from the 1937. 7 Dwarfs and 7 Personalities. When Walt proposed a full-length motion picture based on Grimm's Snow White and 7 Dwarfs, he knew that the key to compelling story was believable, sympathetic characters. The 7 Dwarfs was a natural for the medium, Walt explained, and then we could instill boundless humor, not only as a physical appearances, but in the mannerisms, personalities, voices, and actions. The sound heard around a theater. Dreams and innovations. Fantasia, bringing vision to music. I'll go ahead and pause the video there so you guys can read that. Here in 1940, a mighty masterpiece. When Walt decided to give his favorite mouse a starring role in The Sorcerer's Apprentice, he asked animator Fred Moore to help reinvent Mickey. Moore created a rounder, fuller, cuter character, adding eyeballs with pupils that allowed for more expressive range. The redesign paid off, and Fantasia's establishment of Fred's Mickey as the mouse that we know and love today. A very animated Goodwill tour. Okay, here is Dancing Man prototype figure.
Adventureland, the wonder world of nature's own realm.
Okay, this model display here is of Disneyland in California. It shows 4 different lands here. You got Frontierland, Adventureland, Main Street USA as you come walking in. Then there's Fantasyland and Tomorrowland. Pretty cool. This is the Big Mouseketeer, an outfit from the early days. Walt Disney's full-length Feature production, Pinocchio. I was a Pinocchio fan when I was a kid. Back over here, you got a California Adventure. Alright. Paradise Pier concept model. A whole new Disney worlds. The worlds of Disney. It shows the early pictures of Disney. This is Disney Comes to China. Here are some of the images of what you can expect if you ever go to China and go to Disney World there or Disneyland there. Progress City to Pandora. The Worlds of Disney, the Florida Project. It says, after opening of Disneyland, Walt's dreams began to outgrow animation location, and he soon began to look east for a place to build Disney World. There's not enough land here, he said, of the 28,000 acres of wilderness in the central Florida to hold all the ideas and plans that we can possibly imagine. Imagineers designed a Walt Disney World based on Walt's dreams and initial direction. Sadly, Walt passed a year before construction began. Walt Disney World opened on October 1st of 1971 with Magic Kingdom, 2 hotels, and a campground. The Florida property has since grown into 4 theme parks, 27 themed resort hotels, 2 water parks, several golf courses, a camping resort, and the entertainment and shopping district called Disney Springs. Don't want to miss this. This is a Cinderella's Castle. This is what the concept was originally for the iconic castle that everybody gets their pictures taken with. Some concepts from at the World's Fair. There's the Epcot Ball, and there's a Tower of Terror model. And then the Epcot Spaceship Earth. Over here, you have Cinderella. Disney Wish. This is showcasing the cruise line that Disney has available. And this is the model to the Disney Wish here. Take a look at that. Built in 2022. And then this showcases some of the highlights of what to expect in that Disney Wish. Over here you got the Little Mermaid, some props from the actual movie of the Little Mermaid, the live action film to it.
Disney cruises are pretty expensive.
Okay. Over here, there's a little bit more. Okay, that's it on One Man's Dream, Story of Walt Disney World.